handing the ultimate punishment simply for their choice of livelihood. Today, December 17th, the world marks the International Day to End Violence Against Sex Workers, and we are here to name it. Medical care and justice are denied. Reporting violence can mean jail or even death. Survivors fear arrest and retaliation. Evidence is lost. Police look the other way. And abusers act with confidence, knowing the system is very unlikely to protect those that they harm. After we suffer violence, our abusers often tell us, utanipeleka wapi, utadu. Women in sex work face violence from clients, the police, and strangers, every day with little protection from the law. In 2025 alone, SOAP ambassadors documented 345 cases of violence against women in sex workers in Nairobi. 27 ended in murder. These are not statistics. They are lives lost because silence felt safer than seeking help.
Okay, my name is Veronica Were. You can call me Achibela. I am a sex worker and I'm a paralegal. Today I'm here to read a statement. We know that criminalizing sex work leaves abusers free to harm without consequences. We also know what stops this. When survivors are accompanied by paralegals, when hospitals provide care without judgment, when the lawyers are present, and when the witnesses are protected, case move. Files are not lost, arrests happen, conviction happen, violence is deterred, survivors report not to because they are brave, but because the system finally does its job. And so, today, we must also name failure of public accountability. The Presidential Task Force on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide was established to address these patterns of violence. Sex workers submitted testimonies, data, and lived experience. 1 year after it was promised, the task force report remains unpublished. This silence is broken promise to women in Kenya, the public, and the families of those killed. A national response to violence that excludes sex workers is neither inclusive nor fair. We demand that the task force report is released immediately and our experience be officially acknowledged, published, and used to shape policy. Anything less justifies more violence. When we call for decriminalization, we are simply calling for the right to report violence without fear of arrest. This requires repealing Section 153 and 154 of the Penal Code, which criminalize consensual adult sex work. These laws do not prevent violence. In fact, they enable it by making survivors disposable while protecting their abusers. From more than 10 years of responding to violence, we know legal reforms alone is not enough. Police files are routinely sabotaged or disappear. Bribery determines whose case moves and whose case does not. Courts are underfunded. Powerful abusers are shielded by police and political allies. The results: rapists and killers walk free, families get no justice, and violence repeats.
Okay, my name is Patricia Iminza Asengi. I'm a paralegal and a sex worker. We call for increased oversight of police handling of violence, proper funding for health and courts, more investigative journalism, and courage to confront abusers in position of power. Ending violence requires action to keep violence impossible and the government accountable. Finally, to members of the media, we ask you to report with care and responsibility. Use the plain language definition definition of decriminalization we have provided. Avoid framing sex work itself as violence, and avoid portraying sex workers as helpless victims. Seek consent before naming survivors and anonymize where requested. If you wish to interview survivors, work with SOAP ambassadors and other sex work-led organizations so safety and informed consent are guaranteed. We can provide spokespeople, verified data, anonymized case files, and referrals to our legal and medical partners. In closing, we are asking for nothing more and nothing less than equal protection under the law. Criminalization has failed us. It punishes survivors and protects abusers. In our part, we will continue to accompany survivors to hospitals, police stations, and courts, document violence, and push for change until justice in Kenya is not based on who you are or what you do for having a living. Thank you. We are now ready for your questions.
Tell us, the 27, you said, is this a national number or just a number for a specific place?
27?
The 27 cases
Yes.
that have died.
This,
National or
these are numbers in Nairobi only. Yeah.
Nairobi County.
From SOAP ambassadors organization.